That indicate he's coming.
I've asked them.
Public hearing.
I've asked them, but
I mean,
yeah, I
no,
don't.
that's fine.
It's
All
kind
we
of.
can do is ask. He could have explained. Should be him explain what that public hearing is for.
Yeah, and that's a
This
little.
is different than people are thinking. This is a variation.
It is,
Yeah,
but
and that's what he.
oh,
Yeah, no, that's fine.
yeah, you can still explain it, but I don't know how we would deny that. That's the
Well, we're not making a
resolution.
decision. You don't have a resolution to approve anything anyways. We're gonna do it the next meeting, right?
No, I do have for that one.
Where?
Yeah, later
Oh,
down. Yeah. So I don't know what we would. It's kind of the last piece.
it's a variation.
Yeah. So. I did add that one into the subdivision. I put 2 resolutions in there.
On the bottom.
First item under general business.
Oh, John, just right here.
So I put
Oh,
one
that one.
positive, one negative, and I put a deadline in there. Didn't have that in there before.
I didn't see that one. This was that there already?
Positive one, yeah. And the deadline's not showing up, so maybe you need to refresh.
Call meeting order. Okay. We acknowledge we are gathered on Treaty 1 and Treaty 2 territories and that Manitoba is located on the treaty territories and ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, Anishinaabeg, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota Oete, Din and Tsuut'ina, Ojibwe, Nihitawak. We acknowledge Manitoba is located in the homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the spirit and intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. Okay. Be it resolved that the minutes of the February the 25th, 2025 regular meeting of council be approved as circulated and posted.
I'll make that motion.
Councilor Ross. Councilor Brown seconds it. Anybody have any questions? No? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the agenda be adopted as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Councilor Ross. Councilor Maxwell seconds it. Any questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried.
Could we get you to speak up a little bit now?
Okay, thanks, Bill. Yeah. Okay. It's 7:02. Not quite ready for the public hearing. We'll go down to number 5 because we're 8 minutes early for the public hearing. Reports of committee. Be it resolved that the verbal reports of committees be hereby received and presented. Can I, before we have a motion, does anybody have any reports? Councilor Maxwell?
How about that training session? You want me to speak
I
about that?
won't mind you
No,
speak.
so
Yep.
there was a few of us went to a planning conference. I don't know how elaborate you want me to go
Yeah.
here. I can,
Go ahead.
at like all convention ones, like they have different breakout sessions you can go to. So I can do some of the ones I picked. I know we weren't all at the same ones, but I can just briefly go through the ones I went to. Quick summary, that should give us, I can talk for 7 minutes. Okay, so we started out, we were all at the Planning 201, which I found that it would have been good to have had planning 101 because they were using a lot of terms I didn't get. But we did some scenarios that we went through, actual real planning that went on in various municipalities. And I found out that planning is actually an art, not a science. There is no real rules, it's just interpretation, right?
Go ahead,
So,
yeah.
So, I guess if
Great.
anything, I got I did get a couple of contacts. I happen to be sitting at the same table with, I think we were all at the same table. So otherwise, that one wasn't exactly what I expected, but something. The next one I went to was titled "When Things Don't Go as Planned." It was actually put on by registered principal planner of the city of Brandon, and she talked about their new development plan and their public engagement sessions, which they actually had to shut one down because it got so intense, and it actually was because of going off the rails. We weren't talking about the actual plan, it was other things. So she was very good speaker. Why Everyone Hates Government was the next one I went to. I thought that was really interesting. And that was put on by the Director of Planning for Brandon. He did a good talk on just the overall pushing things forward and gave me that. I've never heard it before, maybe other people have, but the 10-80-10 rule, where you're gonna have 10 people, 10% of them are going to be strongly in favor, 10% are gonna be opposed, and 80% are gonna be indifferent. So it comes down to the council has to make the decision, and you have to use the information you have and make the best decision you can. So the next morning, I actually went for breakfast the next morning and I don't know if anybody attended the speaker from University of Alberta. He came out and he gave a discussion on misinformation, how much is out there, especially in our day and age with the internet and the Facebook and the what do you call them when people conspiracy theories that are put forward. And he was specifically from the medical field, so he was talking a lot about vaccinations. And was anybody else at that one or no? It was good. It was quite good. He was quite a good speaker. That is all right. The last day, we went to one. Or maybe that wasn't the last one. Yeah, I think it was the building. On decision-making and planning commissions. Again, it was put on by a Brandon planner, and it was about planning commissions, and it's not something we have, and I don't see that as being relevant to us, but I had to pick one. Building capacity for community development was two profs from Brandon University, and they spoke about they actually have a bachelor's and I think a master's for community development, and he was saying, trying to encourage people to consider it as part of their future education. I was glad I had coffee for that one. And planning for change, Manitoba Hydro, really good session. It had nothing to do with planning, but you were at that one.
Yeah.
And so they were talking about their long-term plan and how they have to take, whatever they can get to make their decisions on how they're gonna get ready for it. And specifically in the changes, what we were looking to do, we were changing to electric vehicles, and all the different changes they got planned over there. I think it was a 10-year plan, but they were good. They spoke about how they did that. Again, didn't apply to us. And the last one I went to was called How to Build a Planner. And it was probably the best one, and it was the last day. And it was about they actually have a planning institute, and planners are taken through a pretty stringent exercise, and they have to have a mentor for a year, and they have to track all of their training, and it's quite good. They're out there. And there's lots of planners, and it sounds like The RMs could probably use their service. That was my 2.5 days.
Mr. Chairperson, I was going to ask, this municipality is facing significant issues with planning. Are there resources available that we could contract out from this group to help us with our planning needs?
Yeah, but that was my question to them. I asked them, do they have a job? Like a board, right? And yeah, they do. I did get some names. I got a couple of names, but I talked to a provincial planner that was sitting beside me, and she went through and was talking about our particular planning, you know, of KPD and how it's set up, and well, they certainly have that. It's a planning institute. It was at a higher level, but there's people coming out of there all the time that are registered planners. So yeah, it's something you can grab, you know. And we actually don't have that. We have a development officer. Right? So they're out there. That's kind of why I wanted to go to this. I wanted to see what's really out there. There's people out there that are trained and they have their designations and the whole bit. So yeah. Anybody else? I mean, you guys were.
Pretty much everything that you're explaining, I was at, or
Yeah.
I wasn't at your meetings, so.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was at most of them.
Yeah.
What you had there in Council Maxwell was good. And the talking to other municipalities and the exercise we went through, I think there was 6 tables, all same scenario. We all have different interpretation. Yeah. And we asked a few questions, some of the scenarios that we went through on development issues. So, got 6 different interpretations. So it was good. I thought it was very informational. Yeah. Anybody else? We haven't had a transportation meeting. Councilor Ross, do you want to give a brief update on the budget?
Our next budget meeting is Thursday at 5:00 here
Yep.
at the municipal office. Yeah.
And most likely could be the last one.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially, yeah. It's looking really good, so.
Yeah.
Good. Anybody else? Got anything? Okay. I'll be resolved that the verbal reports of committees be hereby received as presented.
I'll
Councilor
second.
Brown, Councilor Ross, any question? All in favor? Carried. Okay, it's 7:10.
Look at the times.
Good timing, Councilor Maxwell. Okay, now I'll go back up to okay, be resolved that the meeting be recessed for a scheduled public hearing on the following matter, the variation application VO 001-25C for shoots. Can I have mover to go in public hearing? Councilor Maxwell, Councilor Johan seconds it. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. We're now in the public hearing. Okay. Got something to read over before me. The purpose of this public hearing is to receive representations from the applicant and persons who wish to make them. We will hear first from the applicant, then from those that present who wish to make representations, starting with anyone who wants to speak in favor of the proposal. At the end of the other presentation, the applicant will have an opportunity to respond. At the end of each presentation, the members of council may ask for clarification from the speaker on any fact or issue, but will not enter into a debate. Persons speaking must address the chair. If they have questions that they think the applicant should address, they should raise them in their presentation to the chair. The applicant will have an opportunity to respond to questions when the other presentations are finished. This is also not the time to question the members of council. Under the Planning Act, the purpose of the public hearing is for council to receive representations, and a discussion or argument involving members of council is inappropriate. There should not be any interruptions while a person is making a presentation. Order must be maintained. Okay. now call on the applicant to come forward, to make his presentation. Not here. Is there representatives here that want to speak? Or I'll ask for anybody in the audience, is there anybody here that wants to speak on behalf of the application? Or in favor? No? Okay. We can't get anybody online. Is there anybody here that wants to speak against the application? Okay, you had your hand up first. Can you please come forward? State your name and we'll, so it's recorded. You can sit in the chair here. No, right here. No, this chair. Yep, state your name and so it can be recorded.
My name is Amber Story.
Amber Story.
AMBER.
STOREY.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
To the council members of the municipality of Cornwallis, I'm here today to express my opposition to the application for a variation order on the property of Lot 12, Plan 65953, 99 Curtis Road South in the RM of Cornwallis. This variation, which would allow for the construction of an additional driveway to build additional structures, is concerning for several important reasons that I would like to bring to your attention. Increased traffic and safety concerns. The addition of more homes to our road will result in a significant increase in vehicle traffic. This directly impacts the safety of our children and residents in the area. We already experience challenges with traffic, and adding more homes would further exacerbate the risk of accidents. Moreover, increased vehicle activity would lead to greater dust in the area, which will affect the air quality and create nuisance for the residents. Environmental impact. More homes on this dense area will place greater demand on local resources, particularly the natural aquifer that supplies our water. Increased development could strain this vital resource, affecting the sustainability of water supplies for both residents and the surrounding environment. The pollution risks to both land and water supplies also rise with more human activity, posing the potential threat to both public health and the ecosystem. Destruction of natural habitats. The proposed development will destroy natural habitats for wildlife in the area. This will likely result in the loss of food sources and natural shelter for the animals that depend on this environment. The depletion and pollution of food sources for these animals could lead to a significant ecological consequences, potentially displacing species and disrupting local biodiversity. Impact on water flow and flooding risks. Alterations to the land and the addition of new driveways and homes could disrupt the natural flow of water. This could result in flooding, which may affect established properties and infrastructure. Flooding in the area is already a concern, and this development has the potential to exacerbate that issue. Unmaintained property and lack of responsible development. The applicant already has a home and shed on the property, but these structures have been vacant and inhabited for almost half a year. It is concerning the current property is not being properly maintained. Allowing for the construction of new homes in an area where existing structures are not being cared for does not demonstrate responsible development. It is not in the best interest of the neighborhood for the rural municipality to approve new homes on a property where basic maintenance has been neglected. This could potentially lead to further deterioration of the property and the surrounding area, creating an eyesore and diminishing the quality of life for current residents. For these reasons, there must be critical considerations and actions before approval can be made. First, the need for a comprehensive groundwater study needs to be completed for the entire area. This should have been completed prior to the 5-acre lots being approved to be reduced to 2.5-acre lots. That is an error that cannot be reversed at this time. However, we have the ability to not make the same mistake twice. If one has not already been conducted, I request that a full groundwater study be performed prior to any approval of this variation. This study should evaluate the potential impact of the increased density of development on local water resources, including aquifer, sustainability, and potential contamination. Second, I request that an engineered drainage plan be conducted, submitted, and reviewed before any variation is approved. This plan will ensure proper measures are taken to manage water flow and mitigate the risk of flooding and erosion. Third, I request a lot elevation plan be completed and provided by the applicant to ensure the construction of new buildings will not interfere with the flow or drainage of water that may have an adverse effect on existing and established properties, houses, and buildings. I strongly urge the rural municipality of Cornwallis Council to deny the requesting zoning variation. I believe the potential negative impacts on the environment, the local community, and the safety of the residents outweigh the benefits of approving such a variation. I also request the council ensure proper studies, such as the groundwater study, engineered drainage plan, and lot elevation plan are conducted and reviewed before making any decisions. Thank you for taking these issues into consideration as a concerned and tax-paying resident of this municipality. This council was elected by the residents of this municipality. You are accountable to the citizens of this municipality, and you're required by the Municipality Act to make decisions that are in the best interests of the municipality as a whole. Many of these citizens have voiced a number of their concerns here today. I trust council will carefully evaluate all factors before making a final decision. Thank you.
Thanks, Amber. Would you mind handing that in to the CEO?
Sure.
So we can keep it on record? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything else? Sherry, I think you were second on it.
My name is Jim. Oh, okay, sorry.
Go on, Madam Chair, we need to.
My name is, I'm sitting low, apparently. Okay, whatever. else. Doesn't matter. My name is Sherry Words. Me and my husband live adjacent to the property we're discussing where the applicant is
Can you-
asking for
Can you spell that for me? Sorry. Sherry.
Sherry, Sherry, and Words is WURTZ.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we live adjacent to the property where he's asking to, for this variation order. First of all, I'm gonna say I 100% agree with everything that was just said by the previous presenter. Because it literally puts out step by step what we, the people that live there, are really hoping the council does. Because as you pointed out, planning, it's an art and a science. And I just want to read some things from that previous, the Municipal Board of Manitoba, because the applicant had, what's it called? He was denied something and then, yeah. So one of the things I thought was interesting when I was reading it over and then got this notice of hearing was, so this is the Municipal Board of Manitoba, the order number B-24-008. The board heard that the consensus of the area residents is a desire to maintain 5-acre lots. With this evidence before the board, it can be anticipated that others will not be seeking to subdivide their own properties and the area will remain substantially the same. Crash and burn, right? I mean, yeah. Obviously, that's not happening. So the other thing that I want to read from this report is the board acknowledges and appreciates the Reeves admission of past errors in the planning process. The Reeves suggested that they should, in the future, consider engaging the appropriate professionals. The board concurs and suggests that as the municipality moves forward, they do so with detailed plans of subdivisions and they employ overall good planning practices. So basically they're saying what the previous presenter said, what we the neighbors have all been saying, please don't change our rural way of life just because somebody wants to subdivide and make more money. That's me being as blunt as I can be. And the concerns the previous presenter pointed out about flooding, drainage, groundwater, it's very true. If somebody comes and builds a house there and has no knowledge of the geographical drainage, well, then that's going to impact what happens in my backyard. And also, it's gonna impact what happens in their basement if they're foolish enough to build one. But there's a lot of things to consider beyond just, oh yeah, this person would like to make whatever changes he sees fit. If there is going to be more development, then let's do it right. Let's just do it right, for goodness sakes. Learn from the past, and I don't want our rural way of life sacrificed to bad planning and greed. And again, that's just me being totally blunt. Because the previous presenter could not have said it any better about all the drainage and flooding and safety concerns that we are not looking forward to having. And hopefully, the council can make the right decision and not change our way of life too much. That's all I got to say.
Does anybody else have a question for Sherry? From council? No? Good, thanks, Sherry. Is there anybody else? State your name, right?
My name is Rick Bailey, and I'm at 114 Curtis Road South.
Just give Vic Bailey.
Rick Bailey.
Do you have anything written down from what you just presented?
I sent stuff. Oh, I'm
Sorry, the previous.
Oh,
Sherry, you have,
I have some notes, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I can get it to you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because they're too scribbly.
email it to the CEO, please. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks.
Thank
Yeah, go
Through
ahead.
you to members of council.
Sorry, and I'm gonna have to get you to,
Vic Bailey, I'm sorry.
Rick Bailey, Bailey, 114 Curtis Road South.
Vic Bailey,
Rick.
Rick,
Sorry.
Bailey. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, sorry about that. I understand Vic, so.
Okay, I think everything's been covered from my perspective from the previous presenters, but I think when we talk about this whole planning thing, we must consider that if these get approved and we start moving forward to limiting 5 acres to 2.5 acres, think about what that could do to the whole neighborhood and what that could encourage down the road. Rick Bailey sitting on his lot and I got 5 acres. Well, I wanted to subdivide mine down to 2.5 acres. And all of a sudden, and council then gets put in a very bad position in how they can justify not letting. And so I just encourage council to really give a lot of thought to this, because this could destroy a whole neighborhood. Now we're becoming an urban neighborhood, and that's not what it's about. We're trying to be in an area to maintain our rural desires and quality of life. So this just doesn't end with this. It could potentially develop into something that the neighborhood, we purchased property there for that, to have the 5 acre lots. When we moved there, I've been there a year and a half or just about 2 years. And we purchased it based on having an acreage, and we have a couple of horses, and we want to enjoy that. And now all of a sudden I'm sitting there on a piece of property that every neighbor could subdivide into 2.5 acres. And it wouldn't be good for, of course, the ecosystem, drainage, and everything else that's been mentioned. So I urge council to really think about this one, because it could be damaging. That's about it.
Anybody else in the audience?
I would like to speak. Thank you, council. As
Your
everyone
name?
probably knows,
Name?
Lynn Forbes. I've spoken about this subdivision previously and about one of the ones that happened previously over in Cottonwoods. Both of them have issues, and especially one of my problems with the continued subdivision in some of these areas there has been no public engagement with all of the residents living in that area. So as Rick was just mentioning, if you have purchased a property somewhere and you plan on having 10 acres or 5 acres, and as far as you know, the subdivision is complete, there's not gonna be any more subdivisions going on, there's not another phase plan where there's gonna be different sizes of properties. You plan to move out there for a specific reason because you have a certain size of property, you plan on doing certain things with the property. All of a sudden, if you start subdividing more and more and more, which in those locations, it was originally 10-acre properties, then people came back, they started to go down to 5-acre properties, and then we're back, and people are wanting to go down to 2.5-acre properties. So you're getting a lot more density of population, more people, there gets to be more problems with moving snow and everything, because in that particular location, instead of having a planned subdivision where there's proper structure and infrastructure already there for getting buses in and getting graders in to move snow and deal with everything, that hasn't been planned. So now all of a sudden you have people that are sharing driveways as well. So what happens in the wintertime when you have to get to work and maybe the first neighbor doesn't plow this part of the road? So how do you get out? How does the bus get in? How does emergency vehicles get in when there's not proper turnarounds? You have to start looking at problems with people that have livestock, and all of a sudden you've got manure issues to deal with, you've got a higher density of septic fields, you have to worry about your water, and you've also got property down the way at the end of that road that's got a lot of horses there, they've got a lot of activity with people driving back and forth all the time, and you're just getting more and more crowding. So all of a sudden, when you go to 2-acre parcels, you have people that probably don't want any livestock. Are they going to be very happy with manure and flies and all the other things that go along with livestock? What about the people that have livestock? They have to worry about people that feed their animals and they end up dying. And that does happen. It happens quite frequently. Kids will go out and they offer feed to someone's animals and they don't realize they're not supposed to do it, and someone ends up dying. So there's a lot of things to consider, and probably one of the biggest factors is water contamination. The more properties you get out there, if they're not made to keep a holding tank, you're contaminating the groundwater, and then it's going to be an issue moving on. And it sets a precedent, and it's already happened on Thompson Road. Those properties on the southwest or southeast of the corner of Waggle Springs and Thompson Road, there again started off as 10-acre parcels, and then started reducing down to 5-acre parcels. So then you've got more density of traffic in the area again. There's a lot of considerations with it. So before you even consider doing something like this, you need to go back to everyone in the area, and they need to understand what all the pitfalls are. And if everyone absolutely agrees with it, maybe then you can go ahead and move on with it or find ways to deal with the issues. But I don't think it's appropriate to go ahead and do something like this without actually going back to everyone and giving everyone the opportunity to find out what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody got a question? I just want to clarify something for the audience here. The subdivision is approved and the rezoning, the public or the municipal board actually ordered that approval. What we're here to, the application tonight is to reduce the minimum side width for lot 1 in the RR2 zone. It's already zoned from 200 to 50. So that is the application, not the subdivision. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. We're not here to approve another subdivision. We're here.
Subdivision's already done, is it?
Yeah,
Right? That's appealable.
Yeah.
Already did that. We're just shrinking.
That's right. So I just wanted to clarify. Yeah, that's all we're doing. So I just want to make it clear. Is there anybody else?
Well, I think everybody understands that the subdivision has taken place.
Yeah.
But I think it was an opportunity for the neighborhood to really speak out, because I know from my perspective, there didn't seem to be an opportunity. Nobody was really notified properly. And I don't know, maybe I missed something, but when we're talking about the approach that's being put in there and the 50 feet, it's my understanding that when they developed the acreages that are there already, and the existing one like Amber's and myself, when they built them homes there, they were told that the approach couldn't be anywhere adjacent to drainage that was occurring through there. they have to be kept far apart from that drainage channel. And now it seems like we're sitting around here maybe gonna approve something where the approach is gonna be right next to it. So I don't understand that. I don't understand how we do one thing and then we just change it to accommodate this subdivision. Because where that approach is gonna go is right beside where there's a drainage channel. So explain to us why, like, why is this happening? And so that's why we're against this, because, yeah.
Understood, thanks.
We already experienced flooding with that drainage channel.
Exactly.
So putting in a driveway there, this property already has a driveway.
Yeah.
He already has a yard that's there. What is the point of putting in another driveway so you can build another home in the back? Deal with your yard, what's happening there right now. He's not dealing with or she's not dealing with what's happening there right now. So we understand that that's
Yeah.
the reason
Okay.
for the
Well, that's good. I just wanted to clarify. Yeah. Is there anybody else?
Just to be
I'm sorry.
clear, Mr. Chairman, so the original subdivision was back in 22, is this the one?
Hmm.
It was from 2022, so that was before this council was, that's how long ago it was done.
Yeah.
Then, when we went for the zoning, this council did.
We tried to,
We tried to defeat.
we tried to defeat it,
But we
yeah.
didn't-
We did
Well,
not,
we didn't read it. There
We
was,
didn't read it, anyway, long
there was a
story short,
clerical error.
we did that because we heard from some people. It's unfortunate that all the folks that are here tonight weren't here. Maybe they were in 22, I wasn't. But I mean, the people out there, yeah, they should, because right now we're past that.
Yeah, we passed.
It's already done, it's subdivided.
We're now past the approach.
the driveway.
And
that-
Not
We, and council will consider that.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
that-
we can stop.
That's good, I'm glad. you
Yeah,
pointed that part out.
that will, like a public hearing, just so everyone knows, the Planning Act is clear. We can't talk amongst ourselves. Because the public hearing, like, I mean, the CEO, myself had many talks. It's a public hearing, we listen. Most likely, we will not make a decision
Yeah.
based on what we heard tonight. And I heard something tonight that I have now, we've never heard it before,
Yeah.
about an approach. So I'm not,
We
like I
totally
say,
respect the role you play.
it's something that
We just felt this is an opportunity, this has come up, and as you mentioned, you weren't really for the subdivision. Am I correct?
that is correct. The municipality,
Okay, so
I'm gonna say,
This
we
is our
spent,
chance as an entire group to stop it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
so I just want to clarify again, we, as a council, hired professionals to speak on your behalf, and we were against it. We argued it. I stood there in front of the municipal board, and it cost us, I'm gonna say, probably close to $50,000 by the time the dust settled, and we lost that appeal. We got the order. We didn't want it there based on the, is there anybody else in the audience that wants to speak against the variation order? I'm gonna be very clear, it's a variation. Okay, I'm gonna call once more. Is there anybody here that speaks for the application? I have to give another opportunity.
so I have 3
Yes,
email
that-
objections.
That's right. I'm gonna,
Okay.
the CEO did get objections, so I'll get her to read them out for us, please. Yeah, what do you want me to read them? I think normally you do that. You receive them.
Whichever.
For council, it's in front of us. Right?
So this is from Jason and Jenna Van Dam of 142 Curtis Road
Speak up.
South. You're gonna,
You want me? No, you can read it as long as you.
Maybe to read it, Sam. She's not.
Yeah, okay. If you don't mind, you want, okay. The CEO is not feeling too good, so I'll try to speak up a little bit for the letters that were sent in for objection. To whom it may concern, it came from Jenna McDonald. Oh, sorry, carbon copy. Yeah, it came from Jenna McDonald. To whom it concerned, good afternoon. I'm writing in regards to file VO 001-25C zoning bylaw on Curtis Road South. If I am reading the notice received correctly, the RM is considering subdividing on our road once again and putting a driveway in the space that doesn't allow it. While I understand that property developers, landowners that do not reside in Curtis Road South would be interested in maximizing their profits and squeezing as many homes as possible in, the families that actually live on the road have been abandoned, and they do not want to see more homes. We have lived here for a little over 5 years, and the homes have doubled in our time here. We moved from the city with our family to enjoy the country lifestyle and raise our family. Unfortunately, your decision to continue allowing houses to be crammed in is making the road less and less desirable for a variety of reasons. I believe the vast majority, if not all, current families feel the same way, and we ask you once again to stop approving and changing the bylaws. Jason and Jenna Van Dam. Okay, that's one of them. Read the next one. Next one comes from Peter Behrens. Hello, councilors. This is Peter Behrens, 26 Curtis Road South. I regret that I cannot attend the hearing. I am opposed to this for several different reasons, but most important for the impact that it would have environmentally to the waterway to the south of the proposed driveway. Thank you, Peter and Heather Behrens. Okay. One more. Okay, this one is from Marley Ruffledge. Read notice of hearing variation order, March 18, 2025. I am unable to attend the meeting regarding this, but I'm sending this email in hopes that my voice will lend to the discussion. With respect to the variance under hearing to reduce site width, lot 1 in RR2 from 200 to 50 feet, I strongly oppose this variance, as I had also opposed the subdivision allowance to go from 5 acres to 2.5 acres. Our family moved into this area with the understanding that 5-acre lots were the minimum requirements. This was the perfect place to raise children and sustainable, have a small acreage for personal food production. The peace and quiet offered here were reasons for moving. The lot mentioned in the variance order is almost directly across the road from my house, and I worry about the increase in traffic. From my understanding, the owner is not a resident of the area and currently has an unoccupied dwelling. This is not a step forward in development for our small community. At best, this will negatively impact property values in the area and has the potential to open up the remaining lots for further division. I urge council to consider the thoughts and feelings of all the current landowners in the area. A petition was signed not in favor of the previous order, and our voices were ignored. We are constituents too and deserve to have a say in public proceedings. I hope that a decision that is best for all is reached. Thanks, Marley Enns. Okay. There was only the 3. Okay. Only 3. Does council have any questions or clarification? Okay, so that's the 3 letters that were received.
Can I ask one more question?
Come ahead there, Mr. Bailey.
I just, does it have any impact that the presenter for the application is not here? Like, it don't mean nothing, technically?
Well, I mean, it would be better if he was, but
Yeah.
maybe they're just shy. I mean, I don't know.
What's that, Mr. Mayor?
Just a quick, they were here for the zoning one.
Yeah, they would have to be here for the zoning. Yeah,
Yeah, but not for this variation.
not for the variation. No.
As I said, it would have been good if we had all the folks responding to
Yeah.
that night, because we didn't have any.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
well, that's.
great. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, we've got no control to if they come or not. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, is there anybody else, last call Anybody that wants to speak? If not,
I would just like to mention one thing, and that's that when the subdividing first started going from 10 acres to 5 acres, I believe Kurt, you were on council at that time, and I know Bill was, and I know I was here to talk about it. And at that time too, there had been no public engagement with all of the property owners out there to make them aware of what was going on. And I also went to the municipal board hearing when it went, and out of all the counselors, I believe it was only Sam that attended the hearing. Kurt was there as well as myself. So a lot of these things came up, and the other counselors weren't even at the municipal board hearing over that day and a half. So I'm not sure if other people, well, I know you're aware. Yeah. So, some of you would have heard some of these things at the municipal board hearing if you would have been there. That's all I have to
Excellent.
say.
I
Thank you.
believe the place to hear them is at the public hearing that we have here. Isn't that where people are supposed to come on and voice their concern?
yes,
I'm waiting to get to the municipal boards a little late.
I agree. That's why it's important to advertise and engage people. Yeah. Okay, got no more. Be it resolved that the public hearing be closed at 7:44 PM and returned to the regular meeting. Can I have a mover to close the public hearing? Councilor Maxwell, Councilor Brown, the seconder. Any questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Now, we will go to communications. Be it resolved that council receives the communication as presented. Can I have a mover?
I'll make that motion.
Councilor Ross. Councilor Grohan seconds it. Communication number 7. Yeah. Any questions? Any comments on the communications? Call for the question. All in favor? Okay, all communications received. What's that?
We sure know how to clear it.
But, yeah. Okay. Give me a sec. Accounts and finances. I'm at 8. No, but- Okay, I'll go to 8.1. We don't have to. Okay, be it resolved that the payroll accounts be approved for payments as follows. Direct deposits payroll of March the 6th, 2025, $13,245.53 for a grand total of $13,245.53.
I'll make that motion.
Councilor Ross. Councilor Maxwell seconds it. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Okay. Be it resolved that the council approve the list of accounts for expenses for checks numbered 12616 to 12658 for the total amount of $149,640.37. Can I have a mover? Councilor Grohan, Councilor Maxwell, any questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. I will step out on the next one. I just want to double check here. Just give me a second. Just want to make sure I got the right one. Yes, I will declare a conflict on the next one. Councilor Ross, if you want to take over. Thank you.
Be it resolved that council approve the list of accounts for expenses for check 12659 for a total of $15,273.51. Do I have a mover? Moved by Councilor Maxwell, seconded by Councilor Grohan. Anybody have anything to say? Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? That motion's carried. I'll get the reef.
Eight point three, be it resolved that the unaudited financials for the month of February 2025 be accepted as presented. Councillor Drohan is the mover. Councillor Brown seconds it. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Eight point four, be it resolved that the February 2025 bank reconciliation for the general reserves and utility counts be accepted as presented. Have a mover? Councillor Drohan, Councillor Ross. Any questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. 8.5, be it resolved that the financial plan public hearing be held in the council chambers on Wednesday, April the 9th, 2025 at 7 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
Councillor Ross, Councillor Maxwell. Any questions? No. Call for the question. All in favor? April 9th is the date. Okay. 8.6, be it resolved that council accepts the levy from Department of Municipal and Northern Relations for 2025 assessment service in the amount of $66,350. Can I move it? Councillor Drohan, Councillor Brown, any questions? All in favor? Carried. 8.7. Okay. Be it resolved that council approves the following transfers from reserves for 2024. Give me a second, I guess. 24 capital expenditures. Equipment reserve, dozer purchase, $71,500. Equipment reserve, grader purchase, $354,675.27. General reserve, grader purchase, $308,500. Gas tax, Marsden Road, $167,647.77. Equipment reserve, more, $55,000. Equipment reserve, Packers, $29,551.89. General reserve, Packers, $29,551.89. Road reconstruction reserve, $70,162.58. General reserve, police vehicle, $56,635.10. Gas tax reserve, Chater sewer, $414,041.34. Bridge and culvert reserve, Chater sewer, $56,025. General reserve, office renovations, $140,000. Infrastructure reserve, office renovations, $21,658.56. General reserve, UTV firefighting, $19,032.89 for a total of $1,793,982.29. Be it resolved that council approves the transfer of $116,109.75 to the aggregate surplus fund. representing fees collecting in excess of expenses. Be it resolved that council approves the following transfers as set in the 2024 operating budget. Election reserve, 3,000. General reserve, 100,000 from accumulated surplus. Tanker reserve, $85,800 from accumulated surplus. Equipment replacement, 200,000 from accumulated surplus. Infrastructure reserve, 200,000 from accumulated surplus. Natural disaster reserve, 100,000 from accumulated surplus for total of $688,800. Can I have a mover?
I'll make that motion.
Councillor Ross. Councillor Rohan, seconds it. Anybody got any question? You want to comment on that, Councillor Ross? Or?
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
it was the stuff that occurred in the last calendar
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
like that 2 million or $1.7 million transfer was to cover everything that we did last year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, nobody else on? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. 8.8, be it resolved that council accepts the school and education 2025 levies as follows. Brandon School Division, $3,308,135. Rolling River School Division, $704,765. And Southwest Horizon School Division, $48,708. And the Provincial Education Support Levy, $266,166. Can I have a mover? Councillor Rohan, Councillor Maxwell. Any questions, council? No. Call for the question. All in favor? Okay. Okay. School bylaws. Annexation. 10.1. Be it resolved that council direct the CEO to contact the municipal lawyer to discuss the municipality's obligations for annexation per the arena agreement and further annexation. Councillor Ross. Councillor Brown seconds it. Any questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Touchy mouse here. 10.2, be it resolved that Murray Blight be hereby appointed as the community representatives to the Cornwallis Police Board. Can I have a move? Councillor Rohan, seconder.
Second motion.
Councillor Brown. Anybody got any question? No. Just got a question, like, I know that provincial legislation trumps our bylaw, but our bylaw says 163509, the individual has to be a resident in our own police board bylaw. Are you aware? What's that?
Provincial doesn't say that.
No, it doesn't, but should we consider, well, put that bylaw,
It's already been passed by the commission,
our bylaw?
the directive.
No, but our bylaw reads it has to be a resident. We should update it.
Should have.
Just, yeah, that's what I mean. So,
So it follows the provincial.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, okay. Anybody have any question? All in favor? Okay, carried. Please, board. 10.2.1, be it resolved that council accepts the provincial appointment of Heather Dalgleish to the Cornwallis Police Board. Can I have a mover?
Make that motion.
Councillor Ross, seconded. Councillor Rohan. Yeah, we finally got that, eh? The appointment. Yeah. Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. 10.3. on through. Be it resolved that Cornwallis adopt the communication received policy as presented, and that this policy be added to the policy manual. Can I have a mover?
I'll move it.
Councilor Maxwell, seconder. Councilor Drohan. Any questions? Call for the question. All in favor?
I just
Oh,
want
oh,
to,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I just want
Yeah.
to make a couple of comments regarding that policy. Mr. Chairperson, first off, let me start by saying that the policy isn't about hiding anything, and it's not about us not being transparent. The policy isn't about stifling anybody's ability to ask questions or raise issues. It's important that people's perspectives, their questions, their points of view, their concerns, their complaints are heard, and that people have a voice. What this policy does is it gives administration the ability to determine what is legitimate and what is not. And if anybody has any questions for me at any time, my email address, my phone number is on the website. And I can tell you in the last 2 years, I have fielded calls regarding, the ORV bylaw in Spruce Woods, beaver kill permits, dust control, chip sealing, walking dogs off leashes. But, if people have questions that aren't being answered, give any one of us a call. And we'll address the issues.
Good. Sorry for interrupting. I called for the question before you had a chance. Councilor Ross. No. Anybody else? No. Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? No. Opposed? I'll oppose it, and I voiced my concern at the committee meeting, so I don't need to do it anymore. 10.4. Whereas council has reviewed and previously approved SL1 Marsden Tower TOW 014 Resolution 275, 2024, with the consideration of a complaint and the alternative location not viable. Be it resolved that the municipality provide a letter of concurrence to Keystone Planning District for the TOW 014 at Marsden Road. Can I have a mover? Councilor Maxwell moves it. Seconder, Councilor Brown seconds it. Any questions? Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. It's 11.1. Okay, sure. Let's take a drink of water. What's that?
Explain.
11.
So I've put the date on there that this has to be decided by, just so that you,
May the 18th.
sure you see that one.
Normally, you would put a motion on the table to discuss it. It's fairly lengthy. Would council consider tabling that? The CEO has it on there, which is good. We've got till May the 18th to make our decision. So we do have a meeting on April the 25th, I believe. We need our calendar here. So we do have time to just study this a little bit more. I'm just concerned some of the wording in here. And so I'm just wondering, how does council feel? I can put it on the floor as a motion, but normally that's what I would
Mr.
do.
Chairperson, I'm all in favor of tabling it. Just become aware of new information regarding this, a bit of a background story
Okay.
regarding this.
Okay.
And, there's a lot of history and things that we should consider
I agree.
before we talk about this more in depth.
Do you want to make a motion to table this so council has time to discuss it? It's not a public hearing, so we're well within our right to discuss it amongst ourselves. And
What could we discuss this at committee level?
yeah,
What committee would do this?
Thursday.
yeah, we could Thursday after the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I motion then that we table this
Item 11.1?
11.1,
Yeah,
so we can discuss at committee level on Thursday.
okay. You just let me know when you ask for a second there. Yeah, so Terry Ross is the mover. Just take your time.
I'm just gonna put table to committee
Yeah.
meeting.
Sure, that's good. Okay. So Councillor Ross is the mover.
I'll second. I'll second.
Councillor Maxwell? Okay, any questions? Caitlin, yes, okay. Is everybody okay with that? Call for the question. All in,
I wouldn't mind, I just had a question. Along with this whole thing, we talked about doing some kind of a development plan. Am I speaking out of turn here?
We'll have to talk that.
Can we speak to that at the same time?
yes,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We can do that on Thursday.
This is what this is about.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
part, all right, so sorry.
that's a good point there. Yeah,
Okay.
call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay,
Mr. Chair, can
Oh.
we take a brief recess because KPD is here for 10.4? Can we skip that or just want
Okay,
to clarify something with her?
absolutely.
I don't think
For
we have
10.4?
any- Yeah.
Just give me a second.
Because they're outside up there, cameras and stuff, so.
10.4 for the tower?
For the tower.
10 point, you want to speak about the tower?
No, that's what she was here for. We've already.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sabrina. I wasn't aware that you wanted to speak. You should have.
I
Oh.
didn't really need to speak. I was told that you guys needed clarification on the application, so that's why I'm here, to provide clarification.
Okay. So that, okay. Shall we wait for you, Shane?
Yeah, just wait 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, take a bio break. Yeah. I thought that tower was. I don't know where. Did you have questions on the tower?
I
Yeah.
don't know if you have questions, so you didn't. So.
You're all on break. Can I ask a question? We were
No.
promised a public engagement meeting since last September. Is that gonna happen? I know it's a difficult question. Yes, I know. But I know that there was actually a vote in this council chamber on having a public engagement meeting. And I believe it was decided it was supposed to happen in October at the beginning of November. It's now March. So I'm just wondering if that's in the works or not.
I'll bring that up at the inquiry again. Then it's official. If you got something to go on camera, I do. Just a short one, just to inform council. I just got a call today. I just want to inform everybody. Did you have anything to go on camera about? It's just a verbal. They'll contact you. Maybe you've got the email already.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I definitely have.
Something on camera.
I definitely have
Oh, okay.
something. Yes,
Yep.
definitely. Actually, very important.
It's just a verbal. You.
That's the only thing that KPD was here for. right?
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
Well,
And the hearing, but
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you want to give an update on, or on the
We've
tower?
already voted on it,
Oh,
so it's-
I know, but like just, we can't go backwards.
No, that's what I mean, it's gone, so I'm sure she's fine to go.
Okay. Sorry about that, Sabrina. If I would have known that, too bad you didn't speak up. Yeah, I wasn't
I
aware.
don't know what clarification you guys wanted, so.
So who wanted to go?
You did,
I did,
you want clarification on the car,
but that was at the last meeting.
that's what she said.
It's the same application.
What's that?
It's the same application that was on the January meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, all the information was there, just wanted to make sure. Yeah, okay.
It's voted on that, so
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else on the agenda.
Nice job.
for her, right?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
11-2?
11-2, yep. Okay, road restriction. Be it resolved that the municipality would implement spring road restrictions on the same basis as implemented by Manitoba infrastructure under the spring road restrictions, SRR Order Number 1, and be it resolved that the municipality shall use the Level 2 road restriction on the following municipal roadways. Curry's Landing Road, 102 west, from number 1 to Higgins, 55 north. Magazine Road, 55 north, to PR 340, to Whiten Road, 101 west. Spring Valley Road, 52 north, from PR 344, 105 west, east to Boundary Road, 48 north. Harris, 100 west, from 51N to 48N. PR 344, 105 west, from Patricia Avenue 55 north, south to SVR 52 north. High Country Road 50 north, from number 10 east 1 mile to 109 west. 17th Street East 108 west, from 55 north to 54 north. First Street 109 west, from 55N to 54N. Road 54N to PTH number 10 east to 108 west. Sandy Road, Curtis Road between number 1 and Rory Road, 59 north. Road 111 from Patricia Avenue, 55N to 54N. Kissick from 340 to Curry's Landing Road. All paved roads within the community of Spruce Woods and Grand Valley subdivisions. Gray Road, Road 55 north, from 105 to 106 west. Can I have a mover? Councilor Ross and Councilor Brown seconds. Okay, any questions? Okay, call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. 11.3. Be it resolved that the Reeve and CO be hereby authorized to attend the Mayor's, Reeves, and CO meeting and the Conflict Resolution Education Workshop to be held in Winnipeg on April the 14th, 2025. Be it resolved that council members be hereby authorized to attend the AMM Spring Convention to be held in Winnipeg on April the 15th and 16th, 2025. Further resolved that all applicable registration and expenses be authorized in accordance with the council remuneration bylaw 1680. Can I have a mover? Councilor Rohan, Councilor Maxwell seconds it. Any questions?
Got a question.
Yep.
So anybody that's gonna be attending, the RM is gonna pay for this. What happens if somebody wants to go and then can't attend, the amount of money has already been spent? Who pays that back? Did the council member pay something back for whatever reason they couldn't make it?
I mean, Normally when you register, I mean, I had an emergency come up in the fall and I phoned in and asked Kayla to cancel the, what do you call it, the hotel, and she was able to do it. I came up at the last minute and I communicated that to Councillor Ross.
Sometimes you can switch it to another member, sometimes. Depends how far in
Yeah.
advance.
Are they- Yeah, fair question, and I'm only aware it's happened once that I'm aware of, so. Yeah. And I will, even though it's authorized, I'll have to check my dates on that one. I'd like to go, but I have to check my place. Yeah, good question, Council. Anybody else? Good question? Council Maxwell, you're already going to
Yeah,
be there?
yeah, so I think I'm going to go. If
Yeah.
that's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be in there for the
Yeah,
14th.
that's right.
For the Good Roads thing,
Mhm.
so there's a session on the
Yeah.
day of the 14th I'd like to go to, so I'm gonna do that, I might as well stay. Just pick a one day.
I mean, whoever wants to go should put their name forward so they can register. Sometimes there's an early bird registration. I'm not sure what this was. Okay. Anybody else got anyone? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Or 11.3.1. Be resolved that the regular scheduled April council meeting be rescheduled from Tuesday, April the 15th to 2025 to Tuesday, April the 22nd, 2025 to accommodate the AMM Spring Convention.
I'll make that motion.
Councillor Ross, Councillor Drohan. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Now, what does council feel after this, or after the public hearing tonight? That might be another one where we can sit down and discuss, because I've definitely got some concerns at what came up tonight, or some questions that I don't think anybody has the answers here. So,
I'm gonna have
Would
to
council be in
agree.
favor?
I think we should
Table it?
meet on this and discuss it a little further.
Yeah.
So what committee would that go to?
table, I would think the same one as the other one, or,
So do it Thursday?
We could do that too.
yeah, Thursday, just, the hearing is closed, so we can
Yeah.
discuss it. Would you mind making a motion to
Yeah,
table?
I'll
Yeah.
make the motion to table this.
Yeah.
Decision until we have a chance to meet on Thursday.
Yeah, and ask ourselves. Okay, Councillor Brown seconds it. Okay.
Just a question,
Yeah.
when does this have to be a decision made on? Or is there?
Yeah, they will.
Do you know, what is it, 90 or 60 days?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah,
It's 90, but I mean, this is an old application already, so
We've,
but it's from the date of the hearing, so we've held the hearing and we don't have to make the decision today. There's a timeline. I'm just,
it is 90 days.
is it 90?
90 days from the
It's
day of the hearing. Yeah, we've got some I've got some
probably
questions,
something like that,
and I
yeah.
definitely don't have the answer.
Yeah, we
Okay.
definitely have to talk about it
Yeah.
because this went to the municipal board
Yeah.
and they ordered us to do it. So
Might-
even though we might want to say we've had several objections to it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not so much thinking about objection, I'm thinking the concerns that are out there about the approach and all that. Are we gonna make a dam or something? So I'd like some council's input on that. So so I think we've called for the question, all in favor. Yeah. To table it, yeah. So good questions will come out of that. Okay, 11.5, be it resolved that council accepts the recommendation from the Personnel and Finance Committees and approve a 3% cost of living wage increase for Cornwallis employees effective January 1st, 2025. Further resolve that council approve an additional $2 per hour wage increase for public works supervisor effective March 17, 2025. Further resolve that council approve an additional,
We don't have any figures
Yeah.
for that.
I would like, briefly talk to Councilor Ross before that. I'd like to leave that last one out until the utility committee has a chance to research some questions on the utility operator, because he's got more on his plate now. And I recommend that, so the motion will be stopped at March 17, 2025. So can I have a mover?
I'll make that motion.
Yep, Councilor Ross, Councilor Maxwell. Any discussion?
One thing that I'll just mention is we've been through a few years of economic turmoil. In 2022, there was a cost of living increase of 8%, and our first year as council, we did scale back the wage increase for that year. However, things have stabilized, and we were able to follow the bylaw now and meet the consumer price index recommendation of the cost of living increase for employees.
Anybody else? Question? I'll just also make a comment that we do have a manual for our employees, and in there does say cost of living, but we have altered it, so at the end of the day, if we would follow the cost of living, a lot more than this, like over the last 3 or 4 years. So just some comments that we're gonna work on that human resource policy. Yeah. Okay, so I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. 11.6, another suggestion I've got. Can we take that to the transportation or Legend Finance? Yeah, Legend Finance. I was thinking because it's material
Yeah,
transportation,
yeah.
either or. Would
Yeah.
you guys have an objection to that?
No,
The CEO's got some real good points here that we don't have any answers. So, yeah, I reckon
but there was that one gentleman who came here
it's the same one.
that, yeah,
That's the same, and we need to go back and look at it, but this is totally different
Yeah,
here.
he's not asking to buy land, I just.
I do have when we get to the committee level, when I read that, I thought we might need to do something here on our own. So I'd like to bring that up to the boards or to the council's
That's fine. So
attention.
so what do we want to do, make a motion to
Yep.
pass that to the committee?
Legend Finance Committee. Yeah. Terry, Councilor Ross, you okay with
yeah,
that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so Councilor Maxwell, seconded.
I'll second.
Councilor Ross, all in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that council provide a letter of concurrence to Shared Tower Incorporated for the proposed 65-meter self-supporting telecommunications tower, STCM 167 at Northeast Quarter, 251019, W, per their application to the Keystone Planning District. Can I have a mover? Councilor Maxwell, seconded. Councilor Brown. Anybody, any questions? We do have KPD here, she might be able to help us with that if somebody's got a question. No question? Call for the question.
Is this the other tower across from it?
That one we have already passed.
Okay, where's this one?
This one is,
Over here, so-
yeah, number 10 south.
Oh, down there.
Yeah.
No.
One altogether.
Everybody okay with that?
Oh, that's ours.
Yeah, there's a lot of towers, yep. All in favor? Carried. 11.8. Whereas municipal business is discussed with fellow councillors at the Western Caucus meetings, therefore be it resolved that councillors who are available to attend any of the future Western Caucus meetings be hereby authorized to attend. Can I have a mover? Councillor Johan, second. Councillor Maxwell, any questions, comments?
Just a comment, Mr. Chairperson, that the Western Caucus, it's usually Reeves and CAOs that attend.
That's right.
It's not generally council that attends it. However,
Yeah.
if for training purposes, if you want to send somebody else, that's fine.
I'm just gonna make a comment, actually. Councillor Ross and myself have attended, at least I've attended quite a few. I think from the last one, just conflicts sometimes a half day with KPD on Thursday, this one's on a Friday. Sometimes it conflicts with my schedule, but I find them very, very interesting and learning curves. So, I know it says councillors. Should we reach out to what's that?
So is that where you're funny? Is it where you're?
Yeah, I can leave with that. We'll vote on it, but we can reach out to the board, to their board, to see if councillors are allowed, so.
What
See-
the Western Caucus is, it's a lobby group
Yeah.
that lobbies the AMM.
Yeah.
And the AMM lobbies the government. It's just a smaller collection of municipalities with more localized problems. It's all from the Southwest. You know, we don't have people from Carmen and the northern or eastern part of the province. It's all the Southwest. Haniota, Nipawa. I don't even think Portage doesn't even come. So it's basically Carberry, South, Nipawa, West.
I think it's normally just Reeves and CAO.
Yeah, it is, yep.
Yeah, I had no idea how often they are, who's involved, so I just know
I'm
that
not sure.
by the time we get notification, it's too late for me to approve you to attend it. So I thought, well, we'll just
Just prove
put this
everything.
out there and then when they come up, you can attend. So if you want to just say Reeve and Deputy
No, no.
Reeve,
No, I think it's fine the way it is.
Yeah, okay.
It's where it's usually- it's where
Well,
it's for.
I normally don't go if I don't have a resolution, even though I don't charge. It's just that, this CEO, so.
Well, you maybe don't put the CAO.
Well, now, municipal is with fellow councils and CEO. They do invite CAOs too, so. Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carry. We'll get clarification. 11.9. Be it resolved that the workplace health and safety improvement orders received March 11, 2025 be placed on a transportation environment committee meeting to be reviewed. Can I,
I'll make that motion.
Yeah. Councilor Ross, Councilor Maxwell, any questions? Yeah. Nobody has questions? No. When is this committee meeting going to happen? I can't make it next week for everybody. Yeah, that's the week I asked you guys, and try to avoid a meeting. I don't mind being at that meeting, so.
Well, Thursday, we could do that as well. We're gonna have a hammer on Thursday.
Yeah, no,
Get home before midnight. Yeah, I have thought of next week, but it's okay if we don't. It should be looked at soon, but at the same time, I imagine some of the stuff's been resolved or resolved.
A lot of things have been already resolved, so it's just maybe a slight formality of some questions and stuff on Thursday, so it won't take very long.
it won't take long. Like asbestos has been dealt with, or,
Administration can take care of all
Yeah.
of it.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, call for the question, all in favor? No, carry. Okay. Now, we're going in camera, so why don't we, for the audience, sake, what's that?
Is there anything else?
Yeah, well, I did ask what the CEO she want. I've got an item that I'd like to take in camera. It's verbal. Yeah, just a minor one, just keep council aware of what's going on. I'd like to go to 13 inquiries. Does anybody have an inquiry?
I do have one.
Yep.
I was just wondering, or just a reminder, I know I brought it up recently. And I know the CAO is extremely busy. I just don't want this to be forgotten about. The waste management within WM or for Grand Valley. I've had a couple more calls about that. They wanted to know where it was at and what the process is, and these people would even help establish a committee to take a survey or whatever.
No, I agree. Yeah, that's a good one there, Councillor Ross.
Well, if we're all doing inquiries, Tycan, I believe we have a deadline coming here in next month.
For what?
We have to do something on that subdivision. We have to discuss it at the very least.
Yeah.
By April. I believe there's a
Yeah.
deadline for the subdivision, so
Yeah.
you're
Councillor Maxwell, the CEO has 2 items and maybe that's what she,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're going in camera
Cool.
because it is a negotiable, some confidential information there.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna,
we can discuss that, but make sure we discuss that.
yep, all right.
Good inquiry. But Councillor Ross, that's a good thing I think we're probably too late this year for a path forward. One of the inquiries I got, the sewer and water studies. Did we ever receive them, like, from Dan Burns, a proposal, remember? We had a meeting here for Spruce Woods. We were supposed to get that. I haven't seen anything. Really,
Yeah, not yet.
for that one item, yeah, just something we. Yeah, anyways, we'll maybe do a follow-up on that, just so the people are aware we haven't dropped the ball yet. We need to move forward. Anybody has anything else inquiries?
Well, it's really not an inquiry, but, excuse me, I had a phone call from a resident that's First and Patricia. They're pumping water out of the city, and it's going down that ditch. First Street, east side, and then it carries on along Patricia, city side. We had issues with that a few years ago where it contaminated the rails there. So it's something that public works has to look into, contact the city, find out what's going on.
Where does it end up?
It goes roughly half a mile east of First and Patricia, and then it kind of follows the creek. But everything's snowing that water is sitting. So that's something that has to be looked at big time.
Can we get the CEO, you want the CEO to make an inquiry with the city to see,
She can direct public works,
or whatever, whoever she wants to direct it.
and public works can deal
Just
with
an
it.
inquiry to the city and to make sure whatever answer you get, you're receiving and you can reach out to those people because I'm sure they're starting to get concerned,
They are.
and rightfully so. Actually, now that you brought up flooding, sandbags, we need to get Public Works to see if we have them, just in case. Yeah. I think, what's that?
I think it got some really.
Just to make sure, I think we used to carry, what was it, 5,000, if you remember? A pallet load, I think. Yeah, as long as we have them. And the sandbaggers are ready to go. Hopefully we don't need them. Yeah. Does anybody else have anything else for inquiries? Okay. Oh, no. Make a motion.
Engagement we're gonna have.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. And I had it written down here, but I've flipped it over. Public engagement, folks. We did agree back in twice already. In fact, I think we had a motion. We heard it tonight. Some of the concerns that were brought up tonight could most likely have been discussed, and the waste transfer, or the recycle and transfer. Those are the things that we could, no doubt, discuss with the repairs out there. I mean, we had 2 years ago. I thought they worked really well. There was a format that we went through. The only thing is I'd recommend we get Zoom because we got a lot of inquiries in, back then. A few people showed up here, but I think we should pick a date and, what date do we want to, we should commit to it so the people, I know we got the public hearing coming up on the 9th. How, does anybody have, I can't do it next week, and next week is too short anyway, so what, how about the week between our council meeting and, regular schedule meeting? Has anybody got?
Our next meeting is the 22nd of April.
Yeah.
So a date between,
The public heaing
The ninth.
and that one, but we do have 2 days tied up for the AMM.
well, there's 3 dates. in there
Or,
for
3 days,
AMA.
yeah.
So,
The 17th is out, back and turn the road guys.
so you're away till the 11th, you say?
No, I'm away next week,
Oh,
or I can't make it next week.
Monday or Thursday would be best.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
nobody's ever disagreed with it, we're all.
Yeah, well, let's pick a date. I mean, I'm waiting for, I had a date and I think Council Ross emailed me and, or text me. You had some ideas, but you want me to pick a date with Holly
I
and
think that's a
okay.
good idea.
I will
And
work
we
with
should
Holly, pick a
probably
date.
Discuss the format.
Yeah.
As a council before we do it. We should know what we're gonna do. As I said, that one I talked
Yeah.
about, that they had Brandon.
Yeah.
It's a big issue, so you gotta have some control and
Absolutely,
some plan.
yeah, and, yeah. Now, we need Zoom though, is that possible? Because we need people to call
And
in.
I think
You
that's a great idea. I'm
Yeah.
not sure about taking questions off it. Like, I think. if
Well, we
they
did
send the
before.
questions in- Okay.
That we did
I
before.
just wondered what it was like discussing something with a television, but I mean.
Yeah. We just might need to get somebody that's good on the computer because like to open and close
Yeah,
because the
yeah,
CO will be busy
That's right.
writing stuff down. So I'll work with Holly to come up with a date and send it out to you folks. And Councilor Brown, I will look at the weekend schedule. I promise you.
I'm available any day.
Okay. So that's good. Thanks for the reminder there, the audience. I had it written down, but flip the page. Okay, nobody else has any inquiries. I will be it resolved that in accordance with the Municipal Act, Section 152.3, council do hereby close the meeting to the public and move in camera at 8:35 PM to discuss personnel, a matter that is in the preliminary stages in respecting with discussions in public, the prejudice of municipality's ability to carry out its activities or negotiations, the conduct of existing or anticipated legal proceedings, the conduct of an investigation under or enforcement of an act or bylaw, the security of documents or premises, a report of the ombudsman received by the head of council, and be it further resolved that council agree to keep in confidence all matters discussed at this closed session. And I have a mover, Councilor Maxwell and Councilor Drohan. Okay, we are now in camera and.
no, we're not in camera. That thing's still on.
No, I mean, we voted for it, so. We'll wait.
I was gonna say, second.
Sure.
Are we gonna end the stream?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yep.
And we can have it-
And shut the screens off, please.